Did you know that Kate Bush is a strict vegetarian and absolutely hates wearing fur? From her tendency to avoid the spotlight to her absolute love for horror movies, Kate Bush is an amazing woman with a fascinating story. In this video, we're sharing a few facts about Kate Bush that remind us why she is absolutely awesome. But before we get into the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below saying I subscribed, and we'll do our best to personally reply to your comment. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and click on the post notifications bell so you never miss another one of our videos. Kate's talent is inherited. Kate Bush is an incredibly talented woman, and that talent is arguably one that is inherited. While her mother worked as a staff nurse and her father was a general practitioner, they each also had an artistic, performative side. Kate's mother was an amateur traditional Irish dancer, and her father was a pianist. Because of this, Kate and her two brothers were raised with lots of music in the house, and encouraged to learn to play an instrument themselves. Her older brother even went on to make musical instruments, and both of her brothers were involved in the local folk music scene. At the age of 11, Kate Bush began to learn to play the piano. She went on to learn the organ, then studied the violin, and eventually found her passion for writing and composing songs. Kate's career started at a very young age. By the age of 16, Kate's parents had recognized her potential. While she was in school, the family produced a demo tape of over 50 compositions that Kate had written and produced. They passed this on to a few record labels, but unfortunately, they all turned her down. However, when David Gilmour, the guitarist for Pink Floyd, heard the compositions himself, he guided Kate toward recording a more professional demo to showcase all of her talents. This new tape led to Kate signing on to work with the famous record label EMI, who gave her her first music deal when she was only a teenager. She was the face of Seiko. In 1978, Kate Bush was selected to be the face of the well-known watch manufacturer Seiko in Japan. For this, she recorded a television commercial when she was visiting the country that year. The commercial featured a sample of her song, Them Heavy People, and the song gained so much traction in the country that she was asked to perform it on several Japanese television shows. In addition to her successful commercial, Kate was also asked to model for the brand in print ads, in which she posed with Seiko watches. She was the first woman to have a UK #1 hit with a self-written song. When Kate Bush's song, Wuthering Heights, titled after Emily Bronte's novel, topped the charts across the world, she became the first female British artist to top the UK charts with a self-written song. This achievement, in combination with the fact that Kate was only 20 years old at the time, makes her a unique talent in the music industry. Bush avoided TV appearances. While many other stars try to capitalize on their fame during the most successful years of their career, Kate Bush preferred to avoid television appearances, and in fact, she tended to avoid the spotlight as much as she could. However, Kate did make an exception for Delia Smith's cooking show, which was one of the only television appearances she's ever made. On the show, she spoke about her vegetarian diet and why it was important to her. Kate set up her own company. After the release of her album Lionheart, Kate Bush experienced a great deal of emotional and physical stress due to a lengthy tour and lots of promotional work that left her exhausted. That tour, titled The Tour of Life, began in April of 1979 and lasted for 6 weeks. It was billed as an extraordinary hydra-headed beast because of the sheer amount of time, acting, and choreography that had gone into making the shows. Because of this exhausting experience, Kate decided that she wanted to form her own company in order to have control over her personal and professional life. She called this company Kate Bush Music and went on to create an accompanying management company called Noversia. This enabled her to stay in control of her workload as well as to include her family by putting them on the board of directors. Kate is a vegetarian. For most of her life, Kate Bush has been a strict vegetarian, driven by her love for animals. In an interview on Delia Smith's cooking show, Kate mentions that she chose to stop eating meat because she didn't like the fact that she has to harm animals in order to continue enjoying what she likes. Her shift to a vegetarian lifestyle came when she was served stew, which contained some undercooked meat, which she thought might have been raw. She immediately became keenly aware of the fact that she was eating an animal, and after that, she just couldn't bear to eat meat anymore. She dropped out of the public eye to focus on her family. Kate Bush initially planned on taking just a year off of her work in 1994. However, she didn't end up returning to the public eye until 2006. In 1998, after Kate gave birth to her son Albert, whom she had with guitarist Dan McIntosh, she chose to stay out of the spotlight to focus on taking care of her son. She briefly returned to the public eye once again in 2001 to accept a Q Award for Classic Songwriter, and again in 2002 when she was awarded an Ivor Novello Award for her outstanding contribution to music. However, Kate didn't officially return from her hiatus until 2006, when her son was 10 years old and she released her 8th album entitled Ariel. Kate enjoys keeping her life private. In an interview conducted in 2005, Kate mentioned that she enjoys keeping her private life separate from her work life. She stated that she was a private person, however, she wouldn't obsess over privacy. Her main aim throughout her career has been to have a normal life as much as possible. Kate also mentioned that she doesn't like to live in the glare of publicity, which is a large part of the reason why she's taken so many breaks from her career in order to focus on her private life. Bush's son followed in her footsteps. Kate Bush's son, Albert McIntosh, also known as Bertie, chose to follow in his mother's footsteps and enter into the world of entertainment. Bertie is also a musician and is incredibly talented in his own right. He's a singer and was even featured in Kate's concert series Before the Dawn in 2014. Albert also replaced Rolf Harris in Kate's re-release of her album Ariel, contributing his vocals to a few tracks. Not only is Bertie incredibly talented, but he can be credited as one of the reasons Kate Bush came back to play a live show again in 2014, as he had insisted throughout his childhood that his mother return to the stage. Kate absolutely loves horror movies. If you are a horror fanatic and you aren't already convinced about how awesome Kate Bush is, well then this fact will definitely convince you. She adores horror movies and often uses ideas and imagery that she sees when she watches these films in many of her music videos. Bush's love for the genre inspired her to create a track called Hammer Horror, in which she made a music video inspired by the film Man of a Thousand Faces. Which Kate Bush fact caught your interest the most? Let us know in the comment section below and check out the next video in this series. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and click on the post notifications bell to make sure that you never miss another one of our uploads again.